nerf, but
Oke,
3 out of
kita
4 of them
masuk
has
di
been nerfed.
game kedua ya.
The Beatrix I feel like was
Dari
fine, but I just don't know if it's Cammy's type of hero because Cammy so far uses a lot of magic-based
DianFengYaoGuai
heroes.
lawan
Has
next
been using the
May
Natan a lot,
next
has been using
time.
the
Oke,
Hive and such. So
lanjut ya.
his Beatrix
Kita
is
masuk ke
okay,
band
but
epic
maybe if you
ini.
still want that late game, maybe consider
Apakah
Natan,
DianFeng
something that you're a little bit more comfortable
mau
with.
menang lagi di
It's
game
a topic
kedua
that we
ini?
kind of brought up. We touched on just a bit in
Kita
the
lihat
pre-game,
guys.
right? Like, does late game hero feel
Menurut
as
kalian
good now that
di game
games
kedua
end
menang mana nih?
average
Kalian
more
bisa
average
tuliskan di
faster?
kolom komentar
I know
ya.
his preference is more towards mage and late game scaling heroes. Beatrix feels like a good balance in between, right? Early to mid doesn't feel bad. Late game, absolute monster. It should be an Aurora pick for Nightmare. There's not really much choice left.
Dan jika kalian ingin
The card doesn't look too
mabar,
bad, honestly,
kalian
even though
bisa
there are Aurora
cari
and
aja
Choke.
ya ID
I mean,
kita,
here's the thing.
nanti
The
kita
rules of
tuliskan
using a
di
catch composition is
deskripsi ya,
who
ataupun
gets there
yang mau
first. If the Choke kicks me, good
uh,
game, I lose.
mabar
If I
bareng
catch
gitu
Choke
ya,
first, good game, I
kalian
win.
bisa
Do they want to play that
tenang
game? If they
aja
don't want to play that
sama
game, they can
kita,
go for something simple like a
semuanya bisa
high
guys.
loss. I was talking about the Edith. The Edith still works fine here. And there's a lot of options for sure.
Actually, I'm digging the high loss, right? You have
Yeah.
a guaranteed stun with the Law and Order. It's great against the 3 front lines of Nightmare Esports. It enables the Phobius so much more as well.
Buat kalian
They
yang
want
belum
to play that
subscribe,
ego game.
langsung
Let's
aja
see.
subscribe ya,
For PCU.
dan nyalakan
Yep.
tombol
Wow, good
loncengnya
call.
agar
Yeah.
kalian tidak
High
ketinggalan
loss
nih
being picked up
tentang
here so far for both teams.
informasi
Very
dari
solid
M6 ya.
composition here, not seeing a lot of mistakes. It really is just about the execution. Where Nightmare, this time with the Choke, they can start forcing a few more fights.
Kalau
I'm not
gue sih
crazy, right? All 5
dukung
heroes.
you're not crazy.
I remember
Saya
that
sendiri
something
ya,
I was up
guys,
with Bruno,
RRQLC ya.
but I just can't put my finger on it. So all 5
Karena
of
gue
them were
emang
there.
dari dulu
Hey, yo.
Even if his nerf is
idola banget ya
super
sama
strong,
Bang Ler ya,
technically
sama
Husky,
Scalar.
we can say
Apapun
everyone got
Bangsun
nerfed
ya,
because of the
seru
HP
gitu guys.
decrease.
Yeah, except for Marksman though. Marksman has always been that
Oh
solid.
yeah.
I mean, nerf is just a
Oke,
perspective.
kita
I mean,
lanjut
for
ya,
high
kita
loss,
masuk di game kedua.
it was banned in game 1.
Kita mulai.
It's all about mindset,
Yep,
Husky.
yeah, it
Menurut
is.
kalian
You
menang
could
mana nih?
say like the weaker you make
Kalian
my
bisa
hero, the
langsung
stronger
aja
I
tuliskan
become.
di kolom
And now,
komentar kalian
speaking of
guys.
becoming stronger,
Oke,
game
welcome
number
back
2
lagi ya
between
di
Nightmare against DFYG
channel
right now.
KIKUYESPORT
Match
ini
point
guys. Kita
for
masuk di game
DFYG.
kedua
Can
antara lawan
Nightmare
DianFeng
equalize?
lawan
Can they
next
win this
time.
one? And
Oke,
then push us
lanjut aja
to
kita
game number
langsung
3. Welcome
tonton
to the land of dawn.
bareng-bareng guys.
I feel like we are already at the cusp of a fraction of history being made for the Chinese region just because DianFengYaoGuai might just get the first series win for the region overall on the international stage. We've seen game wins from KVG, but never a series in a 2-0 fashion against a team like Nightmare that's so decorated. That already feels like a big improvement from last time.
Yeah, now we can see KLVJ this time. We're actually looking at the laning phase, and he definitely has a better trade going up against the Khalid. The only thing is that the Khalid can heal up, so it's not that punishing.
Also looking at how much impact Jasmine has, right? Like, you're getting controlled so much, and it's so hard to walk up. If PCU had that Law and Order at level 2, that would potentially be a dead show. Forced to recall this early doesn't feel good at all.
Something to look at actually. Nightmare Esports, 4 out of 5 members actually have Thrill in their emblem setup, so it does look like they want to be more aggressive in the early game. They want to make sure that they have a lot of base damage.
They know what to say, damage is king, right? That extra 18 adaptive damage at level 1, ooh, sweet numbers.
Yeah, and again, KLVJ, look at how he's moving around Opper. He's cutting the path. He knows where Opper is going to move, and he's like, I'm going to make sure I'm here first. You can't move forward. KLVJ is doing an amazing job as an EXP laner to make sure that one of the benefits of a Khalid is not being used.
You go up against the Kings, you best not miss KLVJ. Like you said, literally a brick wall. Like, it's very rare that you see Khalid getting kind of stumped in this position. The Phobius gets to move first. That does not feel good.
Oh yeah. Different rotation here. Looks like the roamer as well as the EXP actually absorbs the mid lane. So does this mean that E1 wants that EXP?
Okay,
KLVJ is at 4, red 3, 5 goes, too easy for Lexi. Will find a turtle. Avengers will not have KLVJ first blood for Nightmare.
I don't know whether it was intended or not, but E1 was in level 4, which I feel like the EXP lane was open for him to absorb that minion wave. And again, I don't know if that's part of the plan, but I would imagine that they wanted E1 to get that level 4 first in the EXP, and then join the fight around Turtle.
I agree. I think having the Eternal Guard is so much more valuable than maybe PCU getting that level 4 with the glorious pathway. It doesn't change much and doesn't help when Jasmine basically sold out the Vexana from the fight. So now they get to kind of put that pressure on the top side. Get to freeze the turret a little bit. Long still taking that fight. Jasmine spotted out by PCU. Mid side, Yi1 getting gone on. Eternal got dropped. Jasmine even flickers but couldn't find the kick as Yi1 traced his.
Definitely a big change here where Nightmare Esports has more control around the map. They have more tempo, and the change of having this choke really makes it very, very impressive. And again, something that we might be able to study after this, the FM setup. Everyone, I believe except Soso, has that thrill. So Kami has early damage, Jasmine has early damage, 2 easy for Lexi has early damage, Hopper as well has early damage, even though he's not able to utilize it going up against KLVJ. But so far, the strat looks good.
Yeah. And thankfully with Jasmine and So, they get to kind of negate the disadvantage that that Oppa has to kind of suffer in that early game, right? They're continuing to put pressure onto Long. It's not like PCU is on a Kaja, right? So now diving feels a bit better. And here comes 4-man dive, raiding Sandstorm, flicker into a kick. Purify gets used by Long, but the damage is just too much. Jasmine finds the takedown.
Yeah, not much that PCU can really do. Nightmare already starting off very, very good. The fact that Kami is able to clear the wave that fast, now Kami can join the turtle fight. So DianFengYaoGuai, no matter what, is going to be a 5-man fight from Nightmare. Nightmare should be the ones to really control this neutral objective. And now even too easy for Lexi has the War Axe.
And you see the difference between the Suyo and the Nolan, right? The burst from Suyo just not as much early on. They find the Terrify, KLVJ to the back, Retribution War. Again, not even close. Too easy for Lexi, finds the objective. Zed gets out, but Selkate goes down again.
Good idea coming in from KLVJ, but Jasmine, he went to the back line, making sure that no follow-up is going to be there.
Yeah.
We see the idea here from KLVJ is like, okay, we might not be able to get this turtle, but maybe we can get a kill.
Without the Eve, it is very different, right? Vexana, you use that Terrify or Eternal Guard, that utility goes right out the window. You have such a long cooldown in these early stage. So the control area of control for DianFengYaoGuai definitely not as much as game 1.
Yeah, and I like what you brought up. Not having the Eve here, that also might be the big difference maker for DianFengYaoGuai. Vexana is good, but it's definitely not a replacement for an Eve.
Yeah, it's kind of like a budget Eve. I would even say Aurora kind of feels slightly better in certain regards, right? If you have a show that's running at you, I definitely feel like Aurora makes a bit more difference. They drop the Eternal Guard on the Jasmine, who is just soaking it up. KLVJ blocking out Yi1. He doesn't have... Oh, he has to use Flicker, actually, to get out of that. That would have been pretty deadly. Commit the full combo onto KLVJ. Not getting much. Jasmine goes in, looks at the knockout. Jikundo gets it. KLVJ re-engages PCU. Law and order. The verdict being Jasmine's demise. KLVJ pulls vengeance, but the damage from Kami gives him a double kill.
Yeah, and this is where we see the priority lies with Kami. Kami was all alone in the bottom lane Husky. He could have stayed there. He could have for sure grabbed that objective. But this is the teamwork of Nightmare Esports. He rotated mid, get those kills, and able to get the mid lane. And now he might even get this bottom lane as well.
It feels so much better. It feels so good when your Roma is able to set up and tank damage, not like a Matilda that just gets blown up in an instant. Too easy for Lexi, he's 1 level ahead. Oppa now gets the pressure along. Obviously not much, right? This Bruno still hurts like a truck. Has to be very careful with how he moves. And with this Bruno out of commission for now, Nightmare Esports gets to move around a lot more.
By the way, can I just shout out the... Right now we have the trophy in the Land of Dawn.
Oh yeah.
Right, when Bruno was fighting against Opera, I saw that at the side. Oh, hold on. PCU taking a lot of damage.
It's a good law in order to stop the kick. Jasmine out of position. This KLVJ takes him out. Opera from the corner. Yeah, Long is almost walked out to it. Opera will just go on to him. Long will fight back, uses the worldie, but keeps his Purify. So it's not that bad for DianFengYaoGuai.
Looks like the idea for both XP laners, KLVJ as well as Opera, is just like man-to-man defense. Don't let whoever you're assigned to move around the map. KLVJ stop Opera, and this time Opera is going to stop Long. He's going to make sure that Opera will die, but Long is nowhere near the fight.
I would argue stopping the show is so much important. Too easy for Lexi gets the 3rd turtle again. And KLVJ, he's so deep in the Revitalize, not in range to save him. So Kami on the killing spree.
All the while, Opera was on to Yi1. Yi1 was not a part of that fight just because Opera was able to find him in the back line and then push him away. And Yi1, his playstyle is very, very safe. He's going to make sure that he doesn't die. And Opera exploited that.
I think the downside right now, or at least how DianFengYaoGuai has been playing, there's no one to peel for E1. It's not like game 1 where you have a Kaja, we have a Phobius that can focus on the back. They get a 3-man knockout with Eternal Guard, that is huge. But where's the damage? Jasmine finds the kick into the wall though, so got a flicker to get away and disengage coming out from Nightmare on the top side. But going back to what I was saying, your Roma, the high loss, he's so focused on trying to dive with KIKUYESPORT that E1 has to fend for himself and it's never gonna feel good.
Dia guys.
Right now, Zed going up against Opper. Opper taking quite a bit of damage, but again,
bisa ya.
Opper is building defense, so this should not be a problem for him. Looking at the itemization here, Opper, even though only has the Thunder Belt, by this time he should be able to have maybe 7 or 8 stacks. So he has quite a bit of defense here. Other itemizations as well, we can already see that Cammy, 8 minutes in, already having 2 items, the Blade of Despair as well as the Malefic Gun, compared to the Bruno also having 2 items, the Hospital as well as the Berserker Fury. The damage is there, the range is not there for the Bruno just yet.
Part of me feels like DianFengYaoGuai might need to change the approach to the fight a little bit. Instead of trying to dive the backline and lock them out, you might want to consider peeling for both Long and E1. Like, if you stop Jasmine, there is going to be Alpha, right? So there's more than one target that is going to constantly threaten this Vexan that's so important to your team fight. They're going to jump onto So. Jasmine from the back, PC will eat all of it up. KIKUYESPORT finds the mid laner, but unfortunately, no kills just yet. Long onto Jasmine, who will use the shot fall away. KIKUYESPORT finds the kill on the So. Long now threatened, but PC will just use his body to block it up. Jasmine tries to go for the kick onto E1, but Long is saved, and this time, KIKUYESPORT is able to stall out the fight.
Dude, it was good by E1 as well. As long, did you see how they managed all this dive coming in from Nightmare?
Yeah.
Jasmine tried to kick them.
That's exactly what you need to do, right? Peel for the backline, stop the dive. The difference is there. Flicker into Raging Sandstorm. Long is now the target. Tries to heal up with the Heart's Claw. It's still a 1-for-1 trade. Can they take this Lord though? Too easy for Lexi. He has Cammy with him, but he's so low. An attempted steal, not done. Zed will not win that Nightmare with Lord.
Cammy this time is having a much better game. 4-0 and 3. Damage dealt. E1 still at the top. Surprisingly, 33,000 damage dealt. Even though E1, more often than not, gets zoned out quite far away from the team fight. So, E1, if he has a good setup.
Oh yeah.
If E1 and Lung is not touched, it's going to be good for DianFengYaoGuai. Right now, let's look at the instant replay here, even though it looks like a fight is about to start. But look at E1. He saw that Jasmine wanted to go for him, so he was able to control him first. And that's the big difference. If Jasmine instantly gets the Vexana, probably a different fight.
I would say the focus right now is who can peel for the backline better, right? Like that fight, no one was peeling KIKUYESPORT off the rest of Nightmare's backline. That's why he's just jumping around with the Infernal Pursuit. Jasmine, flicker kick onto Beasteel. They just burst him. This high loss not part of the fight anymore. The Lord still coming in from the bot side. DianFengYaoGuai will have to wait for 20 seconds.
Feels good. Feels good for a Nightmare there, where when you get a high loss and you can burst him down that fast, it gives you this confidence that you can fight against anyone. But at this point, Nightmare, they probably just want that holy defense, and they got it, and now they should retreat.
So the good news for DianFengYaoGuai is that they keep inhibitors alive. They are almost 7k behind. Another thing is, Long run as soon as possible. We see the difference that it doesn't feel good, like you pointed out, if you take Purify on Bruno, but it's a necessity in this game. But without the flicker, oh boy, any Raging Sandstorm flicker from Opper is gonna clip him. And he needs that Malefic Gun. He needs it so fast, but he's so far from it. Oh wait, he just got it, bro.
Right now, the Wind of Nature coming in from Cammy is gonna make it much more difficult for Zed and Long to actually get that kill. So this is a very big difference. Yeah. Over 2,000 difference between Cammy and Long. Even if Long gets hit over to Cammy, which, judging by the range of the Beatrix, will be very rare to happen, he has to be careful. If he just tunnel visions and just basic attacks all the way and not notice that Wind of Nature, that could be the game-ending fight for DianFengYaoGuai.
How fast can you force it out is also a question. It spells a bit of problem for KIKUYESPORT because you dive onto Cammy, but we saw the impact of Nightmare Esports burst damage, right? You get caught once and you just disappear thanks to Banner's Rage. Even get the Demon Hunter Sword, so good luck being a tank if you are DianFengYaoGuai.
Right now, I'm just looking at how they're gonna win this one. But Nightmare so far, Husky has been playing very clean. Almost 7,000 gold advantage. Cammy hasn't died at all. And too easy for Alexia this time. He's able to start the fight. It's amazing. But able to feel for his backline as well. This is a different Nightmare Esports from game number 1.
Yeah, when you don't have to constantly be the first one to go in, it always feels good. Jasmine wants to look for the kick, couldn't find it, but it's good enough for the team to get the Lord. And now Nightmare Esports have an angle to go in. E1, he is so split up. Flickers away to get the safety. The free from So-So takes out E1. And DianFengYaoGuai on the run. KIKUYESPORT with the vengeance to the back. Can't even get Jasmine. That's unstoppable for too easy for Lexi. 3 kills for Nightmare.
Yeah, right now, DFYG, it's hard to say this, but they already got to think about game number 3 because Nightmare Esports is almost 10,000 gold ahead. And against a Beatrix, one of the best scalers in the game, this is not what you want to see. And now looks like they want to go in mid.
4-3 guys,
One last chance for DianFengYaoGuai, but can they hold him for 5 seconds? So he still will use the Glorious Power to slow down the minion wave and keep himself alive. But Cammy almost finding it. Jasmine just flicked for it. Right in the front line, finds the kick on the E1. Jasmine sets it up. And Long will have to back off. 2 inhibitors down, but bottom one will fall thanks to the Lord. The Nightmare Esports showing their true form awakened. After game number 1, DianFengYaoGuai will put up a final defense, but it is futile as Laos will continue this run in the first BO3. We find the equalizer.
The moment